Hi, I'm Miss Josie from Kempsville Library. I'm so happy you could be with me today. I'm going to share with you something that's been making me happy during this stay-at-home time. Every day I go for a walk. I'll bet you go for a walk too. And what I see in my neighborhood are messages written on the sidewalk. I see a lot of artwork written on the sidewalk. It's like somebody's saying, hey, you're not alone. We're all in this together. And we are. So today I'm going to show you some of those pictures. I'm going to read to you 2 books about the magic of sidewalk chalk. And then I'm going to go outside and chalk my walk. Are you ready? Let's go. Hi, so my first book today is The Chalk Giraffe. It was written by Kirsty Paxton. It's illustrated by Megan Loter. Illustrated means she drew the pictures. And I love these pictures. Look how bright they are. One day I drew a giraffe out of chalk. My giraffe came alive. He could eat. He could talk. I'm alone, he cried out. There's just gray all around. So I drew him a tree growing up from the ground. My giraffe liked that tree, with leaves blowing in the breeze. They tickled his nose and made him sneeze. But still I could see that his face looked forlorn, peering out from among the acacia tree thorns. Forlorn means sad. My giraffe would not laugh. Instead, he just said, I'm tired and I can't use cement for a bed. So I drew him some grass. It was bright green and lush, and soon the night came and all was a hush. Till my chalk giraffe gave a deep grumpy sigh and then waited for me to make a reply. What's the matter? I asked. It's too dark, he protested. I need a night light to get well rested. So I drew him a zillion bright white chalky stars, and later a sun coming up from afar. Too much, Giraffe grumbled. It's so bright I can't see. Draw me some shade for under my tree. Well, I've had enough, I said, dropping my chalk. I wish I'd never drawn a giraffe that could talk. Instead of saying thanks, you made rude demands. So goodbye, chalk giraffe. You've had your last chance. So I rubbed that giraffe right out with my shoe, and the stars and the sun and the tree that I grew. But that night I kept thinking of my works of art. Sad thoughts settled deep down in my heart. I really missed that grumbling giraffe. I knew I still loved him, laugh or no laugh. The next morning I leapt up awake. I picked up my chalk to fix my mistake. I drew a sun and some stars, an acacia with thorns, and my frowning giraffe from his feet to his horns. But this time I noticed a twinkle in his eye. He seemed full of mischief. I wondered why. Then Giraffe grabbed my chalk, and I suddenly found I had stick legs and arms and was stuck to the ground. Come, said Giraffe, and look down from up here. The world looks quite different than it would appear. So I proudly showed off my tree-climbing talents and scaled his long neck with great skill and balance, and finally perched between his 2 horns, I surveyed this new world. And I too felt forlorn. I saw what he saw, and it looked kind of lonely. He needed more friends to make his home homey. I know what's missing, I cried out with glee. This world needs much more than just you and just me. So Giraffe and I got to work right that minute. We drew zebras, a buck, and a small spotted genet. We drew snakes up in trees and tiny dung beetles, a lounging leopard, and 2 sprinting cheetahs. And a rhino with horns, and an elephants with trunks, and a croc with a grin looking out for his lunch. There's still something missing, Giraffe whined without end. Will you ever be happy? I asked my chalk friend. But still I could see from Giraffe's point of view, there was something absent. A giraffe number 2. So I let my chalk friend draw another giraffe. It looked just like him, except that it laughed. I sighed with relief. It had taken a while, but our work was now done. Giraffe finally smiled. So I climbed right back down his long furry neck till I was to him just a small tiny speck. When I left the chalk world, my giraffe didn't flinch, but I think that I saw his right eye move an inch. And I knew at that moment we'd created great art, and I was glad that I'd let my giraffe play his part. The end. So did you like that? I hope you did. I enjoyed reading it to you, but I think I need to stand up and stretch. That was a long book. So let's see. I'm going to stand up. Oh, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to reach up high as I can go. I'm going to reach down low all the way to my toes. Can you clap your hands? Let's see. Can you stamp your feet? Can you spin around? I clap my hands. I touch my feet. I jump up from the ground. I clap my hands. I touch my feet. I turn myself around. I clap my hands. I touch my feet. I sit myself right down. I clap my hands. I touch my feet. I do not make a sound. Shh. So my second book is Blue Ethel. And this was written by Jennifer Black Reinhardt. She wrote the book and she drew the pictures. I think that's Ethel right there, but she's not blue in that picture. We're going to find out how she turned blue. Here she is sleeping on her mat. She's still not blue. Ethel was old. She was fat. She was black. She was white. And she was very set in her ways. Every day, Ethel went outside to survey the land, monitor the weather, chase villains, and explore her favorite sidewalk square where she liked to roll before taking a nap after her long day. It wasn't easy being Ethel, but she was good at it. Until late one afternoon. After she rolled and rolled and rolled, Ethel was still old. She was still fat. She was still black, but Ethel was no longer white. Ethel didn't know it, but she was blue. On her way home that evening, Ethel noticed others looking at her strangely. Then she heard whispers. Azure, cerulean, cobalt. How odd. How interesting. Ethel's blue. Ethel's heart sank to her paws. She wasn't supposed to be blue, and it made her feel very, very blue. The next morning, Ethel felt too blue to go outside. She looked out the window and saw Fluffy, who was young and slim and usually white. But today he was pink. Together they surveyed the land, monitored the weather, and chased villains. And when they explored the sidewalk square, they rolled and rolled and rolled and became colorful. Ethel was still old. She was still fat. She was still black. And some days she was still white, unless another color caught her fancy. It wasn't easy being Ethel, but she was good at it. Well, I liked that book. I thought it was silly. Thank you for listening. Hi, I'm outside on this beautiful sunny day getting ready to chalk my walk. I've got my sidewalk chalk right here. I've already written one message. My first message was, be kind. I think I'm going to say, be positive. And I'm going to use my blue chalk. I'm going to use my orange chalk. I might use a little bit of yellow chalk. Let's put those right there. So first thing I'm going to do is write the words, be positive. And I'm going to spell be like the buzzing insect. Let's see, straight line here. Let me move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. Let's see. I wrote the letter B, E, E. Now I'm going to write the word positive. I need to brush some of the stuff off here. P, O, S, I, T, I, B, E. That looks really nice. Now I have this big space between the word be and the word positive. And I think I'm going to draw a little bee right in there. I think I'm going to draw with my yellow chalk. I'm going to draw, let's see. I'm going to draw his head. And I'm going to draw a body. Whoa! I'm going to draw some wings. I'm going to give him an eye. I'm going to draw some stripes on him. I'm going to give him two little antennae from his head because that's what makes sense. I'm going to do little feet. How many feet does a bee have? It has 6. Now, I don't have black, but I do have blue. So I'm going to make my alternating stripes on my bee dark blue. You know, I think he needs more yellow now. The yellow on these in-between stripes. Is my arm in the way? I hope you can see. There. There we go. All right, let's draw his feet again. 5, 6. Yes, I think he's done. So here's my message so far. Here's my first B. Be kind. Be positive. Thank you for joining me for my Chalk the Walk story time. I hope you had fun and that you have an opportunity soon to go outside and create your own artwork on your own sidewalk. In the meantime, you can sign up for the library's Spring into Summer reading program and win cool prizes. The library's website is vbgov.com/libraries, and you just go in and sign up in Beanstack if you already have an account. If you don't have an account, you can create one. It's super easy. Hope to see you this summer. Take care.